Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play some more Your Boyfriend. This time we're going to go back to the Abusive route to see what has changed for a Steam demo. Let's begin. Enter your name. Well, it's going to be Wyan, of course. Welcome, Wyan. You two have fun. My life has been chaotic. My family broke into another bit of drama, so I left the nest and ran straight to college. I got an apartment and a job. But even that has become unbearable. Working at a local greasy spoon diner doesn't pay the best, obviously, so finding a roommate was my only recourse, being able to afford an apartment. Now my roommates always bring some dropout into the apartment for late night study sessions. My sleep schedule is wrecked, and top it off, the room's late. I've heard once that if you become a roommate with a friend, you won't stay friends for long. So we were friends with Lucy. I kind of find it odd that we were friends with Lucy before we became roommates. Because we definitely have different personalities altogether. In my case, my friendship is strained by my friend making excuses for why they need me to cover their half of the rent. Thanks to that deadbeat, I'm working harder just to scrape by every month. Picking up a second job will drive me to an early grave at this point. The park gives me a chance to have so much needed alone time. This part of the park in particular is my favorite because it's untouched by not just family members and college jerks. The only people who come here are the groundskeepers. Even then, they only come by in the morning. Close my eyes, rub my face, and breathe out the tension from my body so that I can enjoy the peace and quiet. Just then I feel someone sit down beside me. Startled, I turn to face the enveloper.
Whoa, hey, take it easy. It's just me.
The stranger says, trying to keep me from leaping too high off the park bench. You're a jumpy one, aren't ya? Scooting awkwardly towards me, a shy smile creeps over his face. I keep my eyes on him like a hawk, unsure what his intentions are. Not once do his unblinking eyes stray from mine. So, are you waiting for a family member or a friend? I'm waiting for you, Peter. I'm waiting for you. It just seems kind of odd for you to be sitting here all alone like this, and so far away from the jogging track. I turn once down my spine, I cross my arms over my chest and slide myself away from him, perching closer to the edge of the bench. Does the same person walk up to you out of the blue and start asking such questions? We already know the answer, and plus Peter has his own warnings. The stranger perks up on my unease, refraining from moving any closer towards me, crossing his fingers in between his legs, and he smiles warmly. I mean, you don't look like a groundskeeper or one of the old people feeding pigeons after doing Tai Chi. What does a groundskeeper look like? Or the old people feeding pigeons after doing Tai Chi. I'm just getting some alone time to myself. Things have been pretty tense lately. It's like he wants to wrap his arms around me in comfort, fingers twitching.
Look. I know this is sudden. Very sudden. But may I have the pleasure of taking you out to dinner?
Yes. Though he might not like it this time. Sorry about Peter. Can I have the pleasure? Never mind, he's weird. I can't tell if it's just him being socially awkward or eccentric. What? Why? Why is it interested in me of all people?
Well, I'm your boyfriend. Isn't that why you're here?
My boyfriend? Why would he be assuming we're in a relationship? Because he's breaking the fourth wall. That's way bad. The stranger sits patiently, waiting for my answer. Dinner does sound nice. I guess. It's not like I'm doing anything anyways, and it would be a nice break from the monotony. Good God knows I could stand to forget my problems for a few hours. This guy seems interesting enough to keep my mind off things. Really, that's great. He beams, holding my hand in his own. I'll see you tonight at 7. Standing up from the bench, he pauses, realizing something. Oh, almost forgot. We need a place to meet up. Sorry. I know that I sound absent-minded, but I'm just so excited. How about the old diner downtown? It's nice and quiet, so no one will disturb us. The diner downtown? Which one? You know, the one that you work at. Oh, okay. Great, see you tonight. Just like that, he hurries off towards us with a skip of his step, and as though he just won the lottery. And watch as he disappears down the path that bends around the shallow hill. He definitely lost the lottery this time, though. Tammy did, but no, he lost it. The park is quiet again. The syringonia sing in once more. Songbirds singing in the nearby tree. I sit there for a while, replaying the strange encounter in my head. I suppose I could be flattered that he took such a liking to me, however unusual it seemed. It's nothing like I sing in the movies or television. But then again, if I was Hollywood attractive, maybe it would be so normal that it would be almost annoying. I feel my cheeks flush as I reflect on him, saying, "Can I have the pleasure?" A shy smile creeps from my corners of my mouth. He must be as new to this as I am. What a shy, awkward guy. The birds stop singing as I feel a knot grow in the pit of my stomach. How did he know where I work? I just like seeing the cameos. 7 p.m. I show up at the diner feeling rather unusual about meeting someone at the place that I work at for a complete spontaneous dinner date, and with a complete stranger who somehow knew I worked here. Weird. The diner isn't very busy tonight, which is unsurprising. Even though I work here, the diner isn't my first choice for dinner. Maybe he was another customer that I had never paid attention to. When I work, I let my mind drift, and after a while, I go on autopilot. I don't really pay that much attention to names and faces, even if they are regulars. I mean, sometimes it depends on the person. Some faces I just can't recognize as well. Maybe he was one of those regulars building up his courage to ask me out every day, but eventually losing his nerve. Though we definitely remember Peter. It's kind of a cute thought, though. I consider if it's wise to encourage him. Taking my seat, I wait, just checking the old-fashioned neon light clock that hangs over the jukebox. I notice he's 5 minutes late. I might as well buy myself a milkshake in the meantime. The waitress on tonight's shift is surprised to see me here on my day off. I imagine that she still will tell me job loyalty is one thing, but the food here isn't worth writing home about. After serving the staff for a few months now, I agree with her. At least the milkshakes are good. They're really old-fashioned kind, made with real ice cream ingredients, unlike the powdered mix and flavored syrups at the fast food places. The waitress must have been less busy than I assumed, because she brought my shake to me only a few minutes later. It's kind of sad because the one, diner I had close by got closed down during the pandemic. I pull the spoon from the vintage glass and lick it clean. It was close to my place of work. So good! I stir the shake a little before I take a sip. The man rushes through the diner's front doors like he ran the whole way here with something tucked carefully under his arm. I immediately recognized his sleeveless hoodie and blue shirt. He quickly scans the diner in panic. He probably thought I had already left. I wave him over and relief spreads across his face when he hurries down the rows of booths and sits across from me. You're late. I know. I'm sorry. I had to make a quick stop. As he speaks to me between breaths, I try to place where he might have been before coming here. The stranger pulls out the long white box that he was carrying, placing it on the table and sliding it over to me. Here, I brought this for you. Thinking about earlier today in the park, it might have been a little creepy to ask you for a date on the spot. I thought I might get you a little something as a way of apologizing. If it was awkward for you, of course. You got something for me, really? It better not be a severed ear or fingers or something. No, that'll be a later on type of thing. Especially if you go with TK. I try to escape him. Open the box, I see 2 long steamed roses with deep red petals. The thorns were removed, and they're bound by a shivering black silk ribbon. Roses, seriously? Gee, thanks. The creepy black ribbon makes me wonder if there's a card attached to it that reads, "My future blank." Guess I can't say it. Thanks, YouTube. I'm not at all thrilled with my gift, and I place it casually on the table in front of him. His face drops and he reaches to take them back. Oh, I'm sorry. If you don't like them, I can head out and get you something else. What do you like? Daisies, sunflowers, lilies? I fold my arms, annoyed with how pathetic he is. Come on, you show up late, bring me some roses that look like they came from a funeral home, and I have to buy myself a shake while waiting for you. Do you think that some cachet roses are going to make up for this? His shoulders fall, holding the roses close to his chest. He mutters awkwardly, "I'm so sorry. I'll pay for the shake." How did you know I work here anyways? I stir my milkshake and wait for him as he fumbles out an explanation. Oh, I walk by here often, almost every day. In fact, I catch a little glimpse of you through the window whenever you're working, so that's how I know. I mean, I try coming in to see you, but I lose my courage every time. Well, that's not creepy or anything. He sinks down more into his seat. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you. I'll take you out to a nicer place next time, and I'll be more punctual too, I promise. Yeah, is it gonna be your house, Peter? He clenches the roses in his chest as in prayer, figuring out how to get on my good side. I don't think this lion has a good side. I just reached for my milkshake, more interested in food than talking to him. I could use him for another free meal at a nicer place. The idea of appealing as I reflect on the empty fridge at home, filled with nothing but ice trays and sauce packets from cheap takeout. Keeping it in suspense, I take a sip of my delicious shake. With a satisfied sigh, I lean back and look at the worm in front of me. Alright, I suppose I could give you a second chance. I just love the reaction's like, yeah, about that. I thought you were sweet. Thought we were going for the romance route. His posture immediately strains, or even the stranger route. Really? You mean it? But you better be on time and bring chocolates. I point to a napkin dispenser on the table. Write your name, your number, and I might call you when I get some spare time. Yes, of course. He gets a pen from his pocket and quickly writes down his number on the paper before handing it to me. I'll do better, much better next time. Taking the napkin, I look at the number and notice that there's no name on it. Are you trying to be anonymous or something? I tap my finger where a name should be. My name is a joke, you know. To be honest, I would prefer to go by whatever you prefer to call me. He frowns in disgust. What? You hate your name that much? He nods before looking back at me, squeezing the pen in his hand. You call me... Bite, for all I care. That's why I deserve it for such a terrible evening. He did have a point. Okay, how about... Okay, here's another one that... is like a cameo. Well, you're technically not wrong. When she pinched the concept, the word incel was written on the massive red flag that was flying over my head. But apparently, there's a subject of a young Tumblr. But apparently, there's a subset of young Tumblr followers who think that incels and serial killers are sexy. Who knew? Well, yeah. Have you seen the Ghostface fanfic fix? Who knew? Okay, I can't do it. Okay. Like, you know, Peter, but we all know. Wait, what was that? How did you know my real name? I hate my name. Were you talking to girlfriend? Did she tell you my real name? No, seriously, pick another name. YB. How about YB? He seems pleased with what I came up with, despite how silly or tacky it might have been. Yeah, that's much better, honestly, thank you. He writes it down on a fragile bit of paper before handing it back to me. I roll my eyes. Just paid for my shake. It's getting dark and I don't like walking home alone at night. I walk by the waitress and tell her that the guy in the sleeveless hoodie is paying for the shake. She could tell I was in one of those moods and just shrugged. I don't even say goodbye to YB before I left. It was getting cold outside and I could feel my skin going goosebumps. Maybe it was the dropping temperature or the ice cream cooling me from inside out. I don't know. I think it's also our ice cold heart. I glance back at the back to make sure the weirdo doesn't follow me. He peers at me through the window, waving at me. I just keep walking. When I get close to the apartment, I took a different path on the road opposite from where I work, from my home. It's paranoid precaution, but better be safe than sorry. It's like, nah, I'll be fine. My stomach grows bitterly. Next time, I will make him or me everything on the menu just out of spite. Yeah, it was our ice cold heart. Once back at my place, I heard my roommate and their stay partner doing something other than studying. Walking by the room, I pound on the door. Other people are trying to live here, you know. Flopping into my bed, face down, limbs out. I let a long, miserable groan. I take a moment to rest before rolling over onto my back and staring at the ceiling. I look at the sloppy handwriting he left on the napkin. Scoffing, I toss it on the floor. Meh. I'm not even going to bother with him right now. I have too much to deal with at work tomorrow. Too tired to even get undressed, I roll over and drift to sleep. Onward to day 2. So, Wyan, did you have a nice time with YB? Don't answer that. It's time to get up and face another day. Oh. I roll over into my bed. Every inch of my body is begging me to wake up, but I don't feel like it. It's like I didn't get any form of rest at all. It's like we had someone sleeping with us that was trying to keep us up all night. But we can't remember. I fight the will to wake up for a moment, rubbing my eyes before sitting up in my bed. I'm a mess. Okay, we're gonna skip everything to 9:12 a.m. Oh my god, I'm late for work. Finally dressed, I rush out of my bedroom, making my way into the kitchen section where I normally put my work keys.
Hey, looks like someone's in a hurry.
Yeah, no thanks to you. I bore out as I snatched my keys from the counter, glaring over towards my roommate, who had the nerve to look confused. Why didn't you wake me up? My deadbeat of a roommate tensed up a little, looking both offended and startled with my sudden outburst. Good. Dude, I heard you rummaging around earlier. Don't pin your lazy butt on me. That was Peter. Guarantee it. She tries to explain. Not even her excuse has any effect. That frickin' bum. I then shake my head, focusing back on my predicament. No, I wasn't rushing around earlier. I just barely woke up. You know I have to work at 7, and you let me sleep until 9? What kind of crap were you and your boy toy up to last night, Lucy? My roommates instantly took offense to this, flashing me the most glorious of birds before storming off into their room. I love Lucy. You know what? Screw you. I'm not your frickin' keeper, and you're not my frickin' dad.
And I told you not to call me Lucy.
Once my roommate slams her door shut, I simply scoff and made my way out the door. With any luck, she'll be gone when I get back. Maybe I will find a more tolerable roommate then. I hustled down the stairs and out of the apartment building, but after running into Lucy, saw my pace. I don't like the job anyway. If I get fired, fine. This day is already crappy, so why not just pile on? It's a Sunday. There's hardly any customers on Sunday mornings, but even then, it doesn't excuse me being late. I sauntered towards the front doors of the diner, walking to the kitchen, and grabbing my apron off the coat hanger along the far end of the wall. The aprons seem to be the only place where the grease stains don't get over me. That's why they were invented. Fumbling to tie the apron on, I go to the time clock and don't waste my time digging for my time card to punch in. If I'm going to be fired today, might as well milk it for every minute I'm here. Wait. According to this, I already clocked in. Who could have? As attention snapped towards the sound of approaching footsteps, whoever it is, they're not trying to be discreet as they carry a clanking stack of dirty dishes back from a table.
There you are. Where have you been?
TK, I want to give TK a hug.
I've been covering your shift for the past 45 minutes without the boss even knowing you're not here.
TK rushes right by me as they gently place the dishes into the sink of soapy hot water. Wiping their hands, TK sighs loud enough to make sure that I hear it. They're like this all the time, though, always acting like they're the big sibling to anyone, and keeping things in one piece. I have to try to think of an excuse that doesn't sound as pathetic as my alarm clock didn't go off, but the truth is all I have, so I tried to downplay the issue. I don't get why you're making such a fuss. We're pretty much dead on Sunday morning. You clearly weren't paying attention when you came barging in. TK wipes her hands on their apron before gesturing for me to look out through the service window. What the? Are you kidding me? Why are there so many old farts here? I tried not to raise my voice to the point that the fiber-chomping boomers outside did not hear me. Especially this Karen right here. Maybe this one. I tried to sneak in the dining area. A tour bus came along, that's what happened. Now stop asking questions and start weighing tables. TK's hands me a spare notepad and pencil and nudged me out of the kitchen. Great, here I am, hoping to have an easygoing day. So much for that. The breakfast crowd is a nightmare. Karens and redneck grandpas everywhere with something up their asses. Some even going as far as refusing to pay because I didn't kiss their goddamn feet whenever their coffee was not filled all the way, or their T-bone steak wasn't cooked the way they wanted. Yeah, T-bone steak for breakfast, not even breakfast steak and eggs either. An actual T-bone steak dinner with potatoes and steamed carrots, and then when one person refuses to order off the breakfast menu, there's a dozen more that follow suit. It's alright, let them. You only live once. They want T-bone steak for breakfast. They want T-bone steak for breakfast. Such a hassle. Why wouldn't the elder be more like my grandparents? Pleasant, polite, the last of the great generation, not these entitled boomers. To be fair, there's some people in the great generation that were entitled too. Eventually, the crowd starts dying down. Most leaving to do some sightseeing. Others trying to order more coffee or lunch. At least these are the kind of customers that mind their own business and are more focused on eating or talking. Staggering into the kitchen, I let out a long sigh and rest against the wall, finally able to take a moment to relax. I know you want to get off your feet, but you missed a table. TK sneaks over to my side, giving me a gentle nudge before pulling back out to the dining area. I roll my exhausted eyes and look over towards them. Can't you do it? I don't feel like having someone throw their juice on me again. I would, but you owe me for covering your tables for an hour. Yeah, I kind of do. Damn it, they have a point. With a groan, I lean myself off the wall, trying to straighten my posture and stumble back out. Scanning the booths, I check all the tables I had already gone, matching the faces and orders table by table. I don't think I missed any. A voice chimes in from the booth to my right. Hey there, stranger. Oh, it's Peter. Oh, how long have you been here? There. I realize that the booth he's been sitting in has no sign of anyone else sitting there. Wait, how long have you been here? A while now. I don't like harassing workers. You guys put up with enough as is. You just don't want to harass us. You're looking at our butt, probably, Peter. Knowing you. And thinking some nasty thoughts. Pervert thoughts. And think of stabbing everyone else. He mutters as he folds a napkin into what seems to be a paper crane. That, and I figured you liked the break and let me buy you lunch. Well, that does sound alright. I could get away for this place for a bit. Fine, but not here. I'd like to get something from the street vendor instead. The man beams as he gets up from his seat, almost with a leap in his step. Of course. What will you have in mind? Whatever they're selling. Duh. It doesn't count as a second date, by the way. Okay, now we could just milk him. We have him buy everything. All he does is nod, walking over towards the doors and holding them out open for me. Taking off the apron and hanging it up on the nearby coat rack and call out to TK. I'm going on a break. Kitty without me. I couldn't wait for the answer as we leave. Despite it being Sunday, a lot of businesses are still open and lively. I say most places are open on Sundays. At least where I live. Don't go in the alley! Don't go in the alley! Okay, there's a missing person. Kagome? I'm gonna check and say it's Peter Pear. However, street vendors take the time to not kill one another in competition. More like they're buying goods from one another. Why be beaming as we walk down the street, like he just won the lottery or something. He waits patiently for me to decide which vendor to go to. So, what do you feel like having, Takoyaki? I want to try something, to see how loyal he is. Actually, none of these. I want to grab something from my place instead. I think he'd be eccentric about that. The stupid smile on his face fades, but not entirely. Sure, but seriously, I don't mind paying for lunch, you know. I know, but my place has food that's less likely to kill me. Actually, I think I would trust the food vendors other than his cooking, though. Huh, point taken. I would trust all the girls from Persona 4 to cook me food over him. And that's saying something because Mr. Food X is this because of them. He extends his elbow and hopes that I'll hook it with mine. Shall we? Oh, my freaking god. Rolling my eyes, I walk past him. Come on, my apartment's this way. He knows the way. Wybie drops his elbow and follows behind me in silence. rummaging for my keys outside my apartment door. I take a sharp glance out over towards YB, who stands with a blank Spanish expression on his face, taking in the bland decor of the hallway. It got personality. I think there's some scratches right here. Anything would impress him wouldn't. No, I think he's looking at her butt. YN, there you are. Oh, Don. Jesus. I yelp, completely taken off guard by a landlord standing behind me. YB instantly becomes defensive as he pushes himself between me and the landlord. Excuse you. You can't just sneak behind someone like that. The old man apologetically crosses his arms as he continues. The other half of your rent is due today. Judging by his expression, his day's just as exhausting as mine. Fine. I'll talk to Lucy about it again. I mumble as I finally find the key to the door and try to get inside to avoid another lecture. Actually, I'd prefer if I came inside to talk to her about it right now. It wasn't a request. Alright, come on in. I allow the landlord to come in first. He's already scanning the area of our living space, probably to see any damage or mess that he could charge us extra for. I guarantee Harry has the scented candles on his list. There's unsettling silence between us and both of us as he continues to look around the place.
She's not here, is she?
Nope. I guess not. Lucy's naturally loud, and when she's not, she's smoking things that would get us kicked out in the heartbeat. Thankfully, we normally blame it on scented candles. Yeah, I don't think scented candles smell like weed. The old man groans and pinches the bridge of his nose. I mean, skunk. Basically, skunk. I can't keep doing this. You certainly can't keep up their end of the rent. Listen, you're clearly the more responsible one. She's broken her agreement one too many times. She has to go. Good, I already have a placement. I can't pay the rent by myself. But I can't pay the rent by myself. I can barely take care of my end of it is. Well, you don't have to. What do you mean? Do you have someone in mind? I ask without thinking, I'm currently panicking about the possibility that I might need to leave as well. Of course, it's me. YB announces, stepping closer to nuzzle me. I guess so? Honestly, this is far out of the left field that I have no idea how to respond. If I don't agree, then it might be my own butt sitting on the front curb right next to Lucy's. The landlord rolls his eyes before walking to the front door. Fine. Have Lucy meet me up with me the next time you see her. I'll give you a call when I'm ready to start moving your boyfriend in. Key the title card it. Saying this, he closes the door and leaving both of us alone. And he's like, alright with Peter this time. There's an awkward pause between YB and me. He pulls his arms from mine and gently takes my hand into his. Do you mean it though? I know you're saying that you need to shoo him off, but if you're serious about your offer, I'd love to start moving in whenever you're ready. I think it's the opposite. You're going to have us move in with you. You know it, Peter. Listen, it's not very serious, alright? I just need her out and someone to pay their share around here. You think you could do that? YB smiles, his lips curling to show those fangs that I didn't notice before. You can use me as a footstool for all I care. All that matters is that I'm with you, YN. That's where dedicated stuff right here. I guess, kind of feel bad now for treating him badly yesterday. Well, at least he's fully aware and doesn't mind, so there's no need to sugarcoat anything. Alright, I don't need a footstool though. Just someone to pay their end of the rent for once. What do you even do for a living? Me? Oh, I test various products, like cleaners, household appliances, inventions, fast food places, so on and so forth. You just can't cook. Sometimes companies pay me to test them out. Other times I simply paid to do videos, testing, and posting them on social media. Wow, you seem set. Enough to live on my own, so I could easily take care of the rent for you. Heck, you can even quit your job if you like. Oh God, that's tempting. So very tempting. Don't worry, it doesn't matter. He will take us, kidnap us. I need time to think about it. I muttered, noticing that I might need to inform TK about the possible changes coming up. Oh crap, I gotta head back to work. I take way too long of a break. I may not have to quit. I'll probably get fired. Listen, if Lucy comes back, kick her towards the landlord's direction. He'll take care of her. Oh, of course, yes. But what about your lunch? Just order something for dinner tonight, and we'll call it even, alright? Cool, later. I think that's a little different than the last time we played this. I don't wait for a pie as I bolt out the door and hurry back to work. And Peter stays there. God, what an exhausting day. Things are get twice as busy when I get back. TK's furious with how sudden I took off. At least they're forgiving. I don't have to have the heart to tell them that I'm probably quitting. We're definitely going to be quitting. Just not going to have a no-call, no-show. When Peter kidnaps us. I'll just have to wait and see how this guy holds up with everything. Finally home. What the? Don't tell me Lucy forgot to pay the power bill. Closing the door, make my way through the dark to find the candle that we keep in the kitchen junk drawer. Great. Not only do we have any power, but that guy can pay bills on me. Maybe I might have been a little too harsh on him. My feet get caught on something and I came crashing down on the floor. Oof. What the? What did I trip over? The ways. What? What happened? My head. Dear God. Who did this? What's going on? Who's there? I can't see a thing. I feel a hand running down my back as though to smooth me from long, soft pets. I feel a warm breath in my ear. Is that YB's voice? I try to look over to get a better look on the butthole in my home, but everything's too dark. Only a black silhouette appears before me. Why? And that was, I think that was more the Abusive route. If you like my content, please consider subscribing if you're ready. Comment down below and liking the video. I'll see you guys next time.